Hello and welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2026 Top 35 countdown, place number 22, Belgium, Essyla, Dancing on the Ice. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell and like, share and comment below. So from the UK's perspective, it's over to our relatively near neighbours, Belgium. And it's one of our few neighbours in the contest these days because Ireland and the Netherlands are both boycotting the contest this year. Belgium were showing such promise around the time that the contest was last held in Vienna. And in that period, 2015 to 2017, Belgium got 3 top 10 results in a row. However, it has got a lot trickier for them in the years since then. And at the moment, they are on the back of 2 non-qualifications in a row at the contest. So can Essyla avoid a slip-up while dancing on the ice and get Belgium back to the final? Essyla is the stage name, the professional name of Alice van Eesbeek, and Essyla is her first name, Alice reversed. She's a singer-songwriter that's born in the Walloon part of Belgium, that is to say the French-speaking part, but her father, as you can probably guess from her surname, is actually from Flanders, the Flemish-speaking part. She grew up in a musical environment and she studied at the Royal Superior Institute of Music and Pedagogy at Namur. She competed in, well, what else? You guessed it, The Voice Belgique in 2020, and she finished as runner-up to who would go on to be the 2022 Belgian Eurovision entry, Jeremy Machies. Now she now follows him in being an internally selected artist for the contest. Her song Dancing on the Ice follows in the semi-regular trend of Belgium sending sort of dark pop, though it's probably firmly in the more EDM, electro-pop shade of end of things. Essyla is one of the 4 songwriters on the song. Bit of a slower start, I think, on the song, I find, but once that chorus gets in, you get those dark, deeper beats that have been a staple of so much kind of EDM music over the past decade or more. I had perhaps kind of overlooked why I had put this where I had in my countdown, but on a recent re-listen to it, I realised that it was that chorus beat that had got this placed where I have done. Now, on a more critical side, I do find that I do find the start of the song a bit too long and slow, and it does feel a little awkward almost. And while it's a good kind of dark pop bop, it's not, I wouldn't say it's particularly groundbreaking. I do think this needs a strong kind of live performance. It needs good staging, good choreography, and so on to succeed. And there, I think we do have some initial concerns from 1 or 2 live performances that we've seen so far, certainly at the time of recording this. Not because she's a bad singer, clearly she can sing live, but the delegation seemed to have sort of landed on a kind of choreography that has her moving about too much. And we know how that can torpedo some artists. I mean, thinking about Roxanne from Romania a few years ago, was kind of had all sorts of problems because they had her moving around far too much. How is this doing with the fandom? Well, considering it's not had that much hype, it's doing pretty okay actually. It's a mid-table position, and if you look just at the semi-final as well, it's also kind of mid-table there. Thus, it's still managing to be in the top 10 and in the qualifying spots. Yeah, I think there's a general feeling that this may be a non-qualifier. Betting odds suggest it could be so as well, and it has to be said that both the Flemish and the Walloon broadcasters have taken a song that was perhaps better regarded than this and let it down with staging and performance choices, and that's been in these recent years. Now, I do feel in fear that may be where we are going this year as well. The warning signs are flashing again. There's a danger that this could be left behind both by juries and by the televote. Running order is okay. It's obviously in the second half, which helps, and it's not a bad place. but does go after Germany, one of the automatic qualifiers. And as you've seen from my countdown, my thoughts on Germany, I find it an utterly mediocre and derivative song. However, I am sure that Sarah Engels will be giving it a very good and slick, polished stage performance. So therefore, I would say that Belgium is less dancing and more skating on thin ice at the moment when it comes to a potential third non-qualification in a row. What do you think about Belgium's chances and the song? Of course, as always, do let me know in the comments. Take care.